Hello, lovelies. It's Victoria. Welcome to Talk About It Tuesdays. I usually do this on TikTok, but today was quite the interesting day because some shots were fired over, I don't mean like bullets, I mean personal attacks on some creator friends of mine over on other social media platforms, which brought me to why I am talking about piracy today. I've talked about it a few times, like on my blog, and pardon me as I get comfortable because I just spent like an hour on TikTok. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what happened and how it got me to this point. So apparently over on TikTok, there was a creator who is not a creator. It's somebody on TikTok. And it's a younger person. And that person did a whole little spiel about how to pirate books and where you could go. And then that video of course, got taken down because, and truthfully it should, because it's piracy. It's stealing. We can call it other things, but it's theft. It is. And so she then, posted a rebuttal video, and apparently that's already down. And, it got to millions of views or thousands upon thousands of views pretty quickly because automatically a lot of authors got pissed. And a lot of other creators jumped in and said, this isn't cool, and others defending it. But I'm going to tell you why it's bad. And the first two reasons don't even have to do with the creators and authors and artists and people getting their work pirated. It actually has to do with two totally different things that piracy affects. And that would be the people doing the pirating, the people downloading the material, which, they're participating. They're essentially an accessory to this pirating. Whenever you go to a website, let's say, or a chat room or whatever you want to go, it's somewhere, Reddit, whatever, or social media, and somebody posts a link and says, this is how you pirate something. You go into that website and you follow the instructions. And your biggest danger of you pirating that work is not getting sued by the U.S. government. It's not getting the FBI coming to your house, although that happened in the early 2000s. There were people that did thousands and thousands of illegal downloads, and yes, they got hammered by the U.S. government. It's not that. I mean, that could happen. The biggest thing is identity theft of your own data. When you go to these websites and download something, that link that you download can be filled with all kinds of crap. Worms, malware, spyware. They've got your identity. They've got your IP address. They've got everything they need. All they need to do is you click on that link and you've got it. They've got you. You've got the thing, but in exchange, they can be sending you porn. They can get you a lot of trouble, especially if you're underage or if you're doing this on a work-related computer, which a lot of people do. And they will send you all kinds of crap that can shut down your whole system, your phone. So that's reason number one not to do it right off the bat is they've got your data. I mean, this happens in social media all the time. People click on those links. I tell people don't message me, don't DM me and send me a link that I haven't requested because I'm not going to open it if I'm not expecting it. And this is exactly why. And these people operate the same way. They're not from the US. They're probably not even from the Canada, UK, or Australia, or any first world country that has common sense enough to have anti-piracy laws. It's going to be for a country where you have no legal recourse of them getting your information and shutting yourself down. You're also opening up yourself to having them hold you hostage, digitally hostaging you, taking control of your system. Yeah, we want $1,000 by Friday. Or your profile's lost forever. Everything's gone. We're going to, delete your shit. Is what it's going to amount to. So That's the first reason why you'd want to do it. The other one is, government shutdown. And I'm not talking of your own personal stuff. In the case of TikTok, of course, if you follow them at all or any of their stories, about 2 weeks ago, 60 Minutes did a story on TikTok. And, they're owned by a Chinese company that data mines. Now, every social media platform now data mines. And most of them have gotten in trouble for it. Facebook was well known for selling your data or collecting your data. And then the company, Cambridge Analytica, that did all the data mining was hacked. So millions upon millions of profiles and your information was stolen. But in this case, TikTok is owned by a Chinese company that, yes, can data mine. The difference is the U.S. government doesn't have the reach it does over U.S.-owned social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, and some of the others. So the U.S. government doesn't want, TikTok to be in business under a Chinese company only. They want an American partner to be part of that so that they can be governed under social media and media rules from the United States. So when you post, if you were to post all this stuff about piracy, the U.S. government gets very interested because, yes, piracy is illegal in the United States. And they will be more than happy to shut down social media that promotes piracy, which means you pirating through TikTok will shut TikTok down. And that's stupid. And I'll tell you why it's stupid and why you don't want to do that. When TikTok started, it grew exponentially because it is one of the few social media platforms right now where creators can come show their work. And when I mean creators, I mean artists, musicians, photographers, playwright people that do plays, entertainers, singers can get their work out there and still have organic reach. What is organic reach, you might say? Organic reach is when you put your stuff out and anybody that follows you can see your work. That means if they're following you, liking your stuff, watching your page, your platform, whatever you put out, they can see it. Around 2014, most of the other social media, especially Facebook, shut down organic reach. So that means you put stuff out and their algorithms limit who sees your work. And right now, TikTok is the only one that does not do that. If TikTok is bought, I can guarantee, I can almost bet on it. I'm almost willing to put bets in Vegas on this, is that unfortunately, they're going to have to go the same route. And in order to make money and keep money, it will slow their growth. It will slow creators' growth. It will hurt everybody. So in a roundabout way, if you pirate and you promote it on TikTok, you're only flagging more messages to the U.S. government to shut it down or to get it bought by a company like Facebook who's going to control your work a little bit more. And right now, again, it is the only platform out there with that kind of reach that you can blow up on. Do you remember the great days from about 2009 to 2012 in Facebook? I remember artists like, I'm a big steampunk person, you all know, Brian Kessinger, who does Victoria and the Octopus, and some other folks. I'm trying to think of a couple other names that really blew up really quick. Why is it? Kato, the steampunk model, who watched their pages go literally from 30 people to 20 and 30,000 people overnight or within a couple days or a couple weeks, because everybody they put out reach to and could reach got their stuff. And then Facebook changed it. This is going to happen to TikTok, people. If people keep pirating stuff, sharing adult material with the wrong audiences, just anything that's going to attract the attention, trust me, the U.S. government's going to step in, and it's gonna suck, because there goes freedom of expression. Because you want a $3 book for free. that's sometimes free on other platforms, which is stupid. So again, those two big reasons. You don't want to pirate stuff. You're drawing the attention of a government that wants to take over another social media platform or have another media do it, and it's going to ruin it for everybody else. You're going to ruin it for the other creators. Your other first reason is, you know what? Every time you touch something that's hot, illegal, you're getting your chance of getting hacked yourself and your own data stolen. So, cautionary tale there, watch it. So, I'm going to give you a personal reason why you don't want to download my stuff illegally. I know right now my stuff is available in Brazil. How it got there? Probably on one of my free downloads weekends from Amazon from about 10 years ago. Amazon used to do a lot of free downloads. You could do it, and again, it still had organic reach, and if everybody saw your ads, they changed how their algorithms and how their ads work. So when I started the Vampire's Little Black Book series, I always made the first weekend free, and any of my steampunk stories or books were always free the first weekend. I sold thousands and thousands of free copies. Now, I started, and just to give you a little background, why this kind of bothers me is I'm a totally creative nut. I am a creator. I have been drawing since before I could talk, basically a child prodigy with art. And I have my degree. I worked very hard for my art degree and got a departmental honors in art. And I've been a practicing artist for close to, I hate to reveal my age, 50 years. But I've also been a musician. I played violin and viola for a long time, for about 15 years-ish, something like that, all the way through college. I know other musicians, other kinds of artists. I've got an IMDb credit for working on a film. I shoot my own book trailers. I do a lot of my own photography. I've worked with other photographers. I've been a stylist, makeup artist, costumer. I sew. I do it all, and I learn about my characters. So if you read my blog, I do all this, and I explore things, which is not cheap. Not only costing in money, but it has cost me time to learn and gain all of this knowledge. So when I see people taking these other things, it drives me bananas. So when again I saw my work for sale in some place in Brazil, and you can send cease and desist letters, but they're in another country where our laws don't mean crap. So people were downloading my stuff, but the stuff you're getting again is from my early writing career, and I started self-publishing about 2010 in ebook forms on Amazon was the first place I went to. And I'm sure people called those things and, downloaded them in PDFs. And I did look at them, and some of them are just the most terrible quality of a PDF I've ever seen. Things are a little easier and more crisp quality when you steal pirated things right now, or you download illegal downloads, that sort of thing. However, again, you don't know what bugs and malware and stuff and crap you're letting into your computer, your phone, etc. But for me personally, you're not getting my best work. I am on the cusp, and I have literally just released my first free books of each series, my steampunk series of books, and the Vampire's Little Black Book series. I have redone the whole thing. I am re-editing, re-releasing almost everything. We're talking 8 to 10 books and novellas, and over somewhere between 15 and 20 short stories. And they're all coming in 21 and 22, this year and next year. These are all been re-edited, new covers, new insides, everything. I've gotten new book trailers coming out. This has been 10 years in the making. So if you go to one of these sites and download pirated work of my stuff, you're getting stuff that's crap. It's old. It's 10 years old in some cases. It's not my best work. It's, some of the stuff was not edited well. It's like with my first editor, and there will be typos. Again, you may not get the best PDF quality or Word document quality. You may not even be able to open it on your system. So it's best not to do that. So going back again, don't get pirated work of my stuff. You're not going to get the best, because the best is coming. So let's talk about cost to produce, or what I call the hurt chain. When people decide to pirate work, you don't just hurt the creator. And I'm going to go through a couple different scenarios of each kind of creator, in like 4 or 5 of those, and who gets hurt down the chain. In other words, people who get paid from the initial creator. So let's do, we're going to start with, let's do writers. We're going to do writers and authors first, because this is what blew up on TikTok first, was the downloading of books. So again, and all these groups of people already pay like union and membership fees, or they've taken classes. So already at the start of their careers, they're already out money for education. Okay. So there's teachers and educators and schools that get paid for these people to learn. Okay. So we're going to start with the author. And so anybody they've worked with, including their editor, their book cover designer. That book cover designer may have hired, or the writer themselves has hired a photographer who hires models, makeup artists, and costumers to do the book covers. Or they've hired somebody that does the whole thing, but that's still someone getting paid. They sometimes pay or have trades with what's called advanced reader copies, or ARC readers, or beta readers, people that read stories initially, to help them with continuity and things of that nature. And so those people will lose out if someone stops writing, because they're not making money, and the writer stops writing. Bookstore owners, and I'm not talking just about Amazon, because Amazon, of course, is the Goliath in this whole story. But you have all these other small platforms. You have some boutique publishers. You have small bookstore owners. You have comic book stores. You have people at Comic Cons that sell books, that sell comic books. Any written work, limited editions things, special things, prints, whatever. Everybody loses money from that writer, because when that writer stops writing, the editor loses an editing customer. That designer loses book covers, because the writers I know are pretty damn prolific, and a lot of them are writing series. I know people that have written, my short stories. Right now, I'm on my 15th and 16th stories of my Vampire's Little Black Book, and they're like 60 to 80 pages. It's almost novella length, some of them. Now, some of them are super short, too. Some are 10 pages, the first ones. But that's an introduction. And, of course, it's free. And I'll go back to that later. But, again, when the creator loses, the hurt chain goes pretty far. And that's people who don't get paid because people are pirating and stealing books. Let's take another look. There's a lot of cosplayers out there, and I'm going to lump this kind of in with fashion and modeling. So when you take an image, let's say from a cosplayer, and you like it, and you go to a link to download, they're going to give you free prints of, their high resolution prints, let's say, of someone cosplaying some of your favorite characters like the Joker, Harley Quinn, any Marvel DC characters, any gaming characters. Right there, those models are losing money. Those models, and people that do fashion design, that sort of thing. Oh, pardon me as I grab a drink. Those models pay to work out, have trainers, makeup artists. Some of them do their own makeup. Some of them do their own costume design. I know cosplayers and people that are builders that do incredible builds, steampunk builds with articulating arms, armor, people that do Ren Fair characterizations, that build their gowns and things of that. And like I said, chainmail armor. People that have invested a ton of money to go to cons, to Comic Cons, and perform. And so when you go to an illicit site and download prints of them for free, just because you want a nice print on your wall, that's money out of their pocket. That's money they're not getting. If you buy a knockoff from a fashion designer, you see their stuff and you see it on, somebody's like, I can buy that, I can do that for a fraction of the cost, or I'll do that for you for free, just if you do some publicity. That, again, that fashion designer is not getting that money. So that puts equipment makers, fabric makers, textile makers, pattern makers, models, photographers, equipment makers, makers that put everything together, paint, sculpting, equipment, all those people lose money. And, you get a print for 99 cents, for free. Did it really bring you that much joy? You couldn't, go to that person's website and spend a few bucks on a real signed print from a cosplayer or a model, or go to their, like, a fashion designer and say, well, I can't afford your stuff, but I can buy a magazine you've been featured in for $5-10. And we'll come back to the affordability here in a second, something that drives me crazy, but we'll go back to that. So, and also venues. So, like, if they're doing a fashion show or a Comic-Con, you're taking out of their money too. And their ability to travel. I know a lot of entertainers that travel. They do the Comic-Con circuit. They do Ren Fair circuit. They don't get paid when you don't buy their stuff. Don't tip. Don't do their live performances. Which brings me to music. Same thing. Musicians. They have to buy their instruments and maintenance. You play string instruments, you got to buy strings, guitar picks, bows, drummers, new sticks. I can go on and on about equipment. And then you're talking about to produce it. You probably pay, if you are a serious musician, you pay ASCAP fees, or rights to play other musicians, other writers' music in multiple venues. And you may belong to a union, maybe you don't, but you pay those fees so you can sell music, and everybody gets paid. The writer of the music gets paid, you get paid, and the hall you play in gets paid. You also pay for equipment. If you go to a sound studio and you pay the sound engineer or producer, pardon me as I get more comfortable, small shops and venues, bars and whatever, they get paid when you pay the artists. If you download their music illegally, then they don't get paid. So again, we're talking piracy. When you don't pay people, they stop producing, and there you get crappy music. Okay, so pay the artists. That also brings me to, we go back to artists, musicians, writers, and they again work in all kinds of venues. So when you don't pay those folks, the service people in those venues don't get paid. So at like a Comic-Con, the hotel people don't get paid. The porters, the maids, people that run the restaurants, your bartenders, servers, all those people don't get paid when you pirate whatever, whether it's a music, books, art, the hurt chain goes far. The last one, a couple more. Let's go to movies and plays. So, like Hamilton was just on. And so if you decided to pirate Hamilton for whatever reason, and yeah, they made a lot of money, but also, Mr. Miranda gave a lot of money to charities. So you ultimately hurt a lot of actors who are union reps. You hurt the tech people, the producers, again, lighting, stage people, costume, makeup, other musicians in the orchestra pit, other theater people, again, the venues themselves, theaters, halls. Some of these places are done off Broadway or in little, these little play organizations, even high schools that put on musicals and things, pay those residuals to those artists. And again, when you pirate this stuff, people don't get paid. And again, if you're just joining us, this is all about piracy because it blew up over on TikTok, and especially a lot of authors are getting hit with some really nasty comments about how they don't need to be paid. Last one I'm going to use is artists, and then I mean visual artists. Again, when that artist is not creating, art suppliers don't get paid. I support a local art supply shop, and if they don't have it, then I go on to bigger chains, but I buy most of my craft supplies and things there. You're talking about small galleries. Most of them are independent and, are really, you have literally starving artists trying to make money. Designers, painters, sculptors, photographers, the people that support all those. So you're talking people that sell photography equipment, paintbrushes, paints, framing, prints of photography, backdrops, anything having to do with any of those arts, space, studio space, galleries, and then cultural institutions that these people show their work in, like museums. They all lose because you're putting your money into someone's pocket that doesn't deserve it. In fact, you're not spending anything. And in fact, in exchange, you're probably getting your data stolen. So that's my little speech with that, how what I call the hurt chain works. Why this got me kind of crazy is 2020 was, I'm being blunt, was a bitch of the year. People are hurting. I know it's countless numbers of artisans, musicians, all kinds of artists, creators, artists, musicians, drama people, makeup artists, people that own hair salons, studios, people that are talented beyond my wildest dreams. And this is coming from a person I am crazy talented. And they're all suffering with COVID and shutdown, and some of the social injustice things put some people out of business as well. But just as the thing, and it's all kinds of people across all spectrum, young, old, people of color, people with less access, people that are disabled. A lot of those folks work places like movie theaters, libraries, or cultural institutions where the government supports them, and they can hire people that are less able to work for them. So when, again, stuff is pirated, it hurts all these people. And so many people were hurt in 2020 and out of business that pirating just was like another nail in the coffin. I saw a lot of people say, you know what? I got to quit. I've got to get a day job. And, which is one thing. But if you've been making money on your creating, it's so hard to go back to that mold of, a 9-to-5 job that you are not cut out for, and not what your spirit believes that you are intended for, which is to create and be who you are supposed to be. And that's where I get a little spiritual here in this. And whatever you believe in, if you are given talent, you are meant to use it, and not be pushing a pencil in an accountant's office when you need to be painting the next great masterpiece, writing participating in the next great orchestral piece, or a top 10 record, or writing the next great, Game of Thrones like series. Whatever you do, when someone is pirating their work, you're stealing not just someone's work, you're stealing their joy, you're stealing their happiness. So I'm pretty offended by the people that are on TikTok right now hitting up these artists saying they don't deserve to be paid. They're not worthy. That's just a bunch of bull. It's not true. It's a bunch of crap. And, shame on you, pirating little punks that you are, stealing work. Karma's a bitch. I'm warning you folks. You go ahead and keep stealing that stuff. Download that digital stuff. It's chock with viruses. Your data's going to get stolen. One day your phone's going to shut off. They're going to find pictures of you on the internet. Your worst nightmare. Don't do it. So why should you, why? One more reason why you should not do the digital piracy. Well, most of my stuff is free already. Me personally, right now, if you go back to my social media, most of my last posts over New Year's, I offered my first of each of my rebranded series, The Vampire's Little Black Book, called The Long Moonlight, and A Stairway, a short steampunk story. They're free. They're free on my website. They're free on Barnes & Noble, Nook. I could not arrange with my other platforms to go free with them yet. But go to my website. See? Hot HAUTE -hen HEN -countess COUNTESS .square SQUARE .site SITE. Go there. open my page. You go to the menu, click Shop All, and the first two things you'll see are 2 free stories. You get them from me. I do ask for your mailing list for you to join. And again, would you rather join my mailing list and you get a newsletter from me once a month? Or you want to go to a pirate website and download it, and they're going to steal your data and make you miserable? Or send porn to your boss? I mean, let's get real here. How about supporting an artist? Get something free, and if you like it, go back and buy their work. Which brings me to pay. And one person in particular said, oh, I don't have the money. Okay. And you watch video from some of these people, I don't have money, and you go and you look in the back and there's a Starbucks cup in the background. Well, if you could spend $5 to $10 on a mocha chocolate latte or whatever, you could spend $3 on a book, or $5 or $7. And you'll actually have the digital copy for a while. If you buy a hard copy, you're going to have it forever. Okay? You buy digital, yeah, you're technically renting it, but you're still getting it. The latte, you're going to poop it out. You're going to pee it out later. It's not permanent. Maybe it brings you joy. Maybe you need it. But if you can afford a latte from Starbucks, if you can afford new tennis shoes, if you can afford the latest watch, latest techno, these people are filming everything on a phone. So if you can afford an iPhone, you can afford a $7 book. You can afford a $10 book. And probably your parents are paying, if you're young, your parents are paying for your phone anyway. So get your butt off the couch and babysit or do something. You can afford to not pirate. Support. My whole message here is stop piracy. I'm going to go back again one more time to the beginning. And it's the 2 main reasons, if you want to take the creators out of the equation, why you don't want to pirate. You go to that website, they're going to steal your data. First thing you do, you're going to log in. They're going to send you a file. You're going to open that file. They're going to have your information. That's how they get in. They put spyware. It's the worst thing you can do if you are trying to get something for free off a pirated site. And the second reason is, again, you're getting this information, especially from people on a free social media platform like TikTok, which is already under scrutiny with the U.S. government, and trying to get another owner. You're going to shut down TikTok because the U.S. government does not like piracy. And the more you promote piracy, which is against U.S. government rules, the more the U.S. government is going to want to shut them down. TikTok has been very lucky, and they keep getting extensions. And I don't want to see TikTok shut down because the freedom of expression on TikTok right now is incredible. They still have organic reach. They are not Facebook or Instagram, which is, and Facebook keeps buying up everybody else. They bought, Instagram and all these other platforms keep buying each other out. So you've got these horrible monopolies that control everything you see. And although TikTok, it has its algorithms and it does send you things it wants you to see, but it still has organic reach. So your friends are still your friends and they still see your things. That is not the way with TikTok, the way it is with Facebook and most of the other platforms anymore. So you continue to pirate and share ways to pirate, you're going to get TikTok shut down, and you're going to anger a whole lot of creators, and not just a few group of authors, not just a few musicians, not just some authors. You're going to agitate all the small businesses and creators on TikTok by posting that crap. So stop it. Stop piracy. Stop stealing from creators. Pay the artists. You affect that. Again, the hurt chain goes deep. You hurt far more people by stealing documents, by pirating. It is theft than you do by just go ahead and swallowing your pride and spending $3 on a book, $5 on a book. Download something, some music from an artist. I myself have many book trailers, and for my vampire series, I paid a musician. She's wonderful. Her name's Unwoman. She's an incredible, gothic steampunk cabaret style musician. And I paid her because she could get me rights, which she pays for and has fees for. for me to reproduce a song that I like for my book trailers. And so I have paid for that use. The artist got paid, and the artist that wrote that work gets paid through that system. When you break that system, people don't get paid. And again, you've always got that chance of downloading something you don't want in your system. So one last thing I want to say. Again, you can get a lot of free things, free sources, libraries. Somebody made the comment that they couldn't make it to the library. I call BS on that. Almost all libraries I know went digital, where you could check out books for free if you sign up, especially if you are a young person and a student. They give you even more access. And the government, you pay your taxes for your libraries in most cases, whether local, big, whatever, and your cultural institutions like museums, where you either pay small fees or no fee. The art museum here, the major art museum here in St. Louis, is free. So you can see art for free. There's no need to steal and download this stuff when there's already plenty of places to free. I know many authors who on their own pages, and again, look at my past few TikToks. I even give you instructions how to download the digital files and get sent a PDF for free. There's no reason to steal, to pirate from people who need it. And going back again to the institutions where you can get all this stuff for free, some of these institutions are charitable, which means you're taking money away from people who really need it. As an artist, I do a lot of pet portraits, and some of my biggest annual donations go to Stray Rescue of St. Louis. And I provide gift certificates for pet portraits. It also goes to Action for Autism at PennCon. I've donated several pet portrait certificates. If I don't get support as an artist, so people don't buy my work, I can't give away my work anymore. I can't give away to, dogs and cats who need to be rescued. And I don't give to, again, Action for Autism, and again, books are a whole world for people who are less mentally abled, who need them. They're just a window of education and an opportunity for people like that, who are less abled. I've given certificates and books and donated things to raffles and gift baskets to all kinds of charities. Participated in Kids for Cancer and the Wings program at Barnes-Jewish Hospital, which is for children who are seriously ill and who are in hospice and palliative care, which means they are dying. And some of this art goes to make those kids happy and support their parents. So again, this is the hurt chain. And every time you pirate, you're taking the money not just away from the artist, not just away from the people that support that artist or, that artist pays to get their work produced, but you end up hurting charities and other institutions if you want to go that far down the hurt chain. And it does go down that far. So, as always, I am grateful for you guys watching. I always say thank you for watching, and I do appreciate you being here. I do appreciate you supporting my work. And again, the freebies are out there. I'll give you the website again. Post it if you want to do a screenshot. There it is. Again, feel free. They're out there. It's free. I've had a bunch of people pick up free copies, and it takes me about 24 to 48 hours just to make sure it's returned. Make sure your email address is back. And all I ask is to send you a newsletter once a month, which, would you rather get a newsletter from me, or would you rather have some idiot in a foreign country send you porn that gets you fired from your job? That's the way I look at it, folks. Don't do it. I appreciate your support. Please support the creators, the artists. We need your help. 2020 was really, really bad. I know a lot of people hurting, a lot of people suffering. Families got ill. They could really use the money. And, it is appreciated. Every artist I know loves an opportunity, and they love their fans. They love their followers. And producing content makes them happy. And you supporting their content not only makes them happy, but makes them productive and keeps the artistic chain going, the creation chain going. So, with all of that said, I am going to download this to YouTube, and I'm going to share it on all my social media platforms and share the link. Some of them, of course, won't allow the whole thing because I've been rambling for a while, but it'll be out there. So again, I appreciate your support. Please, again, don't pirate. I know it's tempting to download something for free. Just remember, guys, karma's terrible. Don't do it. A lot of people were knocking some of these authors for not being intelligent and really some nasty things. Don't do it. Karma's terrible. Don't be a troll. Make someone's day. Spread the joy. Thank you, as always, for watching. Stay safe. Have a good 2021.